Thank you for the musical intro. This is from my play called 4 times 50, Not 200. It's about 4 guys turning 50 years old in 1996. Any resemblance to those living or dead is not entirely coincidental. So these guys are celebrating over a series of very grand lunches. With that, David Earl, Non-Equity, and I will play the 4 guys, and Arthur Camboris will be the waiter.
Typecasting.
So with that, a table set for 4, resplendent with fine linen, wine glasses of many shapes, beautiful china.
This is an amuse-bouche from Chef. Day bought line caught muddled tuna sprinkled with a blessing of 40-year-old Artist Series Modena balsamic vinegar, resting on a mattress of sesame wasabi vignettes.
Too simple, send it back.
Happy birthday, George.
To 1946, a great vintage.
Ever stop to think, how many more spring days will I have? How many more times to travel, make love, play tennis? This many sunny days, that many ball games. How many you have left?
Ever stop to think how many more times we'll have lunch with you? You keep asking these questions?
My 10th reunion, there was this parade of classes. We're sandwiched between 63 and 73. We get started pretty soon for the whole march. The parade marshals are shouting, "Move it along, 68, move it up." We get to the parade's end. Everybody's supposed to go inside, listen to speeches. 68 balks. 63 in front of us went right in, and 73 behind us, all those investment bankers, they plowed through us like they were lined up in sized places.
Don't you get it? We're the aberration. A sidebar in American history, no relation to before or after.
So, we start with the 76 Blanc degree, La Nulle Puis Salté.
Give us a description.
A saucy little filly, impertinent yet rewarding. Herbaceous hints coupled with tropical aromatics that yield to a barnyard finish of mushrooms, wet paint, and manure.
So true, so very true.
Why did they end the 60s? It was so cool, so intense. Why did it have to stop?
The war ended. All the college kids got back to their daddy's tracks.
Not all.
Well, even then, lots of people didn't get it, and they're still pissed about it. They want to get even.
They ended because we thought the world made promises to us. Then it broke them.
When they ended, it was like moving out of the house you grew up in.
More like being evicted.
This is the chef's signature, almost braised, line caught, day of risque turbo, swaddled in Patagonian steer marrow, overshadowing peanuts, sequestered, spun, pebble brown, indigenous tepary, being cloistered.
Sometimes I think I should have served
More wine?
in Vietnam. I'm haunted by it, by not going, by going out of my way not to go, to pass up the one chance of our generation to have an experience so intense, so powerful, so clarifying.
You're glorifying it. Our generation's chance was fundamentally corrupted.
Here is derriere of warrantless pheasant, coached in royal lotus honey, secured in a bed of dandelion pollen smeared.
We're hemorrhaging money. Nothing's coming in. No clients. Nothing from the writing.
How do you deal with that?
Get stoned, beat off.
Ah, the classic.
Yeah, people question the value of tradition.
When I took the subway here, the kid asked me if I wanted his seat. I said no. He said, "Are you sure?"
When we were kids, all those magazines promising a future of maglev trains, moving roadways, drive your car onto one, play Monopoly during the trip. New ideas, every issue. The future. So, here's the future. Cars are still cars. Roads are just more crowded roads. We've gone from trying to make it better to just trying to make it.
It was peace, love, freedom, happiness. Not work, mortgage, money, golf.
Problem is, we didn't make the choices in our 20s and 30s that other generations normally do. We grew up in a thought you could have it all world. Now you only get one thing working.
Freedom is not just another word for nothing else to lose. Freedom is making choices when you have something to lose, whatever you decide. When your life is so built up, you can't just step through the doors. You have to tear down walls.
You know, it'll never get any better. It's repetitive stupidity syndrome.
What?
Repetitive stupidity syndrome, RSS, one of the most common yet least diagnosed diseases in the world. Imagine, people get stuck in the same traffic every day. They know what's coming, the planners know, and yet, every day. But wait, there's more. Every day planes are a little late for the same reason as yesterday. We vote for the same politicians who promise to change every campaign and change nothing once elected. And doing the same dumb things day after day. RSS, look for it, you'll see it everywhere.
Seems like we went from building things up to taking things apart, trading creating icons for Carl icons.
Inside I feel the same way I did 10, 20 years ago. But something essential has changed. Infinity contracted. Death is popping up in the class notes.
Here are florid sentiments of elf-lipped venison with motes of Tuscan dust, and Nile bulrush tapers, roaming in heritage wheat kernels, strudel through a matrix of double-scuttled spätzle, remnants with a hirsute, creme fraiche with a sea urchin stubble.
Do we have to give up on changing the world?
We haven't played touch football in ages.
Years later, you look around, you realize that's the last time I did that. Had a beer at the White Horse, a midnight movie, seriously flirted,
Sex.
all-night dance parties, road trips,
Riding the Cyclone, then hot dogs at Nathan's.
sex,
Getting kicked by a cop during a protest.
panicking when mom nearly discovers your stash,
Mine did.
wondering which was worse, prison or Canada.
The generation that actually makes free love work, that's the generation that will end war.
So what you're saying is, we're doomed.
For dessert, we have a 2x2 tasting of granite of lavender infused with lychee deduction under the protection of unstressed Malachi pineapple and evidence of Managua cocoa over Pyrenees rainwater baubles.
I was looking at this book Danielle has. There's an exercise in it to get rid of the double chin.
How about the double belly?
You push your jaw forward and up.
Like Clinton in denial.
I think I pulled a muscle.
My ears are ringing.
It's supposed to work if you do it every day.
You're right. If you look for repetitive stupidity.
See why I wouldn't miss this?